Let's do a few things with Firmware 10 Beta for the Axe FX 3. At the moment, I have an old preset that I made with the rectifiers. This is Recto 1 Red. I have got this IR that I made, and I've shared on the Exchange LT Marv 412 Mix 10. From memory, that is like a mix between a Sennheiser 609 and a Royer 121 microphone on some V30s in my Marshall 412. I think I made this preset on like Firmware 3 or something like that. I've been doing a lot of recording with it for the new Ragdoll stuff, and it sounds like this. So it's tubby and it's fizzy and it sounds exactly like my old Recto. Now, with Firmware 10, there's a new power amp modeling algorithm and there's a KT77 tube type. And one thing that people have been suggesting to me for years is to try KT77s in my real rectifier. So I'm going to save myself some money and try it in the Axe FX Recto. So let's go to the power amp section, have a listen to what changing the tube type to KT77 does. Oh, that's good. What we can do in the power amp section as well is anyone who's ever played a real rectifier knows that as you turn up the master volume from basically not much, it really starts to kind of crap itself, and there's a lot of power amp distortion that comes on really quickly. And there's this kind of sweet spot right as the amp starts to go a bit mental, where I like to set the master volume to basically to record with, and it was about, on the Axe FX, I think it corresponds to about 2, but you can kind of finally push the amp into that section by moving the power amp hardness up. I found that turning up to about 7. The technical detail has something to do with like the knee on something, which I know nothing about, so I'm not going to talk about it, but go and read the release notes. This is what turning up the power amp hardness does. I love the way that feels to play. It's just instantly got that, you know, you want to just feel like you're choking the end of the guitar and just play riffs in drop C all day. That's already what I do. And I find that turning up the grid bias, so biasing it a little bit hotter, works wonders. Let's send that up to about 0.6. Awesome, so that's the rectifier. Let's take something like a Marshall and let's see what we can do with the power amp section to either heavily modify it or make it sound like it's about to explode. So let me think, where's a good place to do that? I do have a Marshall preset right here. And let's go to this this is a Plexi 100 watt 1970, one of my favorite amp models in there. I've got, as you can see, all the controls basically turned all the way up. Ridiculous, right? Let's go to this power amp section and let's turn the grid bias up, say to about 0.7. This is pretty silly at the moment. Do I have a boost on? Let's put the grinder boost on this. You guys know I love the grinder boost. And turn the boost level up. And to compensate, I'm going to turn the normal drive down and the treble drive down. pretty bright, even with my thick woolly hat on. Let's go to the power amp and change the tube type. Let's try KT77s on a Plexi, why not? Oh, that's ridiculous. And the speaker impedance control is pretty cool. Let's turn that up and see what that does. That's ridiculous. As we did with the Recto, we're on the Plexi at the moment. Let's turn the power amp hardness up as well. See what this does. This is pretty wild. I really, really like those settings. One thing you can do with the Plexi style amps is change the master volume location to post phase inverter, and then you can play around with bringing this guy down, and it's pretty fun. You know, play around with the bright switch, or maybe turn the bright switch on and turn the treble down because that's pretty bright, and turn the saturation switch on. Why not? That is pretty rad. What other mods or tweaks could we do? Let's go to the speaker drive and turn the speaker compression up, because this kind of sounds like a really, really loud modded Plexi now. Let's turn it right up. I'm going to turn the supply sag up on this too. Let's go. Let's go all the way. Why not? Let's try break this. Oh, and of course, there's a gain enhancer. Let's go to Dynamics, Output Compressor, Gain Enhancer. So I kind of turn this up a little bit and see what this does with the volume control. Rad. One of my best friends has an old J&P badge Marshall from the 70s, and it just has this quality about it where it kind of sounds like it could explode at any second, and I'm feeling a bit of this from this Plexi at the moment. That's super duper cool. Let me think, how else could we make this thing sound like it's blowing up? Let's put a fuzz in front of it. That should be fun. The tube driver. Let's see what this does. Can I muster any Johnsonisms to do this justice, I guess. Probably not, but why not try? There is so much good stuff in this box. I say it every time, and you can see how much I enjoy playing this and how inspired I get with all these kind of tones. When we had a look at the Recto and the Plexi, because they're the two amps that I've been vibing on the most, but you can go and get the beta firmware, however you say it, from the forum now. I'm sure a full release will drop at some point, and Fractalbot will be telling you to update. And thank you so much for watching the video and for putting up with me just sitting here playing guitar, getting excited about stuff. I'm going to go away and play a bunch more guitar. I hope this gets you excited about updating your Axe effects and playing a bunch of guitar as well, because really, that's what it's all about. Cheers!